Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino Mega2560 as well as the Arduino Uno. Connected through SPI, serial peripheral interface, and controlling fischertechnik mechatronics and two fischertechnik motors with propellers. Last time I rewired the motors, so I effectively took out the transistors from the circuit. They are still there, but they are only powered and not being used anymore. So these motors with propellers are running. This motor below in screen works. And then these two motors, right side no doubt working, left hand side not working. Been bothering me for quite a lot, and rewiring did not really help. And well, it is connected basically through SPI, and SPI is kind of shown on the oscilloscope, although you have to wait for a signal, and now and then a signal passes through. So then why doesn't the motor work? Well, that turns out to be a story. I've been rewiring it, I've been changing wires, and when nothing else helps, even when you are absolutely sure that you have done the right thing, check the documentation. Which makes me also wonder about the past, because quite a while ago the motor just worked. Nothing wrong with it. And then stopped, and I didn't change anything except for some wiring and swapping motors. And even now, when I take this wire out and put straight into the power, it works, but then it won't be controlled, and control is what you want. Now I have checked the documentation, and it turns out that pin 7 is not being controlled by pulse width modulation. And if you watch closely, you see some pins with a dash: 3, 5, 6, 9, 10 and 11. And those are exactly the pins that can be used for pulse width modulation. So I have to rewire and reprogram. So what I will do now is put this one from 7 into 6, being the closest, but I still have to program it. So how to do this? Well, right now it doesn't do a thing because it's not programmed. I just rewired it, and off screen I will change 7 into 6, not only in the definition of course, and I have to keep in mind that it has to be only one 6 being defined. And then indicator, I have to find 7 of course, and that takes a bit. There it is. And then select of course the proper board to be able to actually upload it, and let's see what the result will be. So let's see. And not only that, I have to change to maximum value, because it's only 8 bits. I forgot about that one. And still nothing that shows that it does work. And yet so what is wrong now? 7 and 6. 6 has to be used. I am putting a maximum value in it. It's going through here. Actually done by this LED that there is power, that there is signal over it. What if I take the whole transistor out and only put the diode into the path? Can be done. So let's be bold and do that, and just that. So be careful. Alright, that is for one transistor. And now I have to twist a little with this LED, so it gets into the path of this one. And you see, it works brightly. Now if I change the value to a lower one, to a lower value, you should see that in here. So let's do that. Let's change the 255 value into 125. And upload. Or even lower. 120, 128 to 64. It should even burn less bright. And I don't see any difference. Is this wire really in it? Now it is. So far this one gives that the SPI is working, but this one doesn't show anything working, and neither does the motor. Still everything else is working, and that should be because I didn't change anything with that. However, this doesn't change and that doesn't change, and that's kind of worrying me now. So why is this not correct? Let's check out further. Alright, so first my apologies for any noise during a screencast. I have been able to solve the issue, and it's not the headset. So I have tried to solve the issue with this motor, obviously. And this is the PWM draad, is the pulse width modulation that is valid for the Arduino Uno. Taken from this, where it says, alright, PWM is this 8-bit with the analog write function. So analog output, it says it 6, which is wired right now. So maximum 2 to the power 8 is to 56. Counting from 0, that gives 255 as a maximum. So let's go to the point where I give value to, indeed, well, that was here. Here it says still 6, but here it says 7. Analog write, very important. Right now 64. But considering this, will this indeed help? Alright, let's test again. So if I put it back to 20 to 32, what's the result? And mind you, this is the LED that should change a bit. Now also keep in mind that there's always a little bit of delay, but that shouldn't, oh, and frequency of course, because this camera records something in a certain frequency, and that may not be the same frequency as this LED is running. So with the naked eye I can't see it either. So let's boost it back to 264. Can't really see a difference. 128, halfway. No difference. So 255 then, or let's take 256. And then I do see a slight difference. So back to 255. Alright, back to 250, to 256. And I look at it with the naked eye, with the bare eye. Hardly noticeable. Anyway. Should be 255 then, because it's to the power 8. Anyway, this should have let the motor run. Does it? Well, obviously not. Which other ports do we have available? 5 is still available. Alright, let's use 5 then. First, let's rewire. So put this one right here. 5. Oh, and then there's something else, which I now wonder. How come the LED is still burning? How come the LED is still burning now? It's not even powered. It should be out. That's not good. So this one is going that way. So there's something wrong in the wiring. That's very odd. If there's something wrong in the wiring, there's no wonder that the LED doesn't show any difference with other voltages. So where does it get its power anyway? If I remove this wire, it's out. Alright. So it got its power from that one. It's wired to this one, so let me now put the wire into 6, which is very faint. So somehow it gets its power from the motor. And this wire is also strange. This is from this one and this one is here. So that itself is correct. This motor gets it from here and from power. It works. This wire is going to power. But then so gets the LED its input. So now let's see some value result. Alright. Still, where are we? We are right here. Quite a faint output, but let's see whatever happens. Alright, now 255 gives this particular result. So let's diminish it to not to 125 or something. Whatever. And then it gets remarkably lower. It's almost off now. So back to 256. Done uploading, and I have some value again. Now if I put it to 512, it should not be doing anything because it would be too high. Yeah. Oh, it is doing something. But it's not brighter than 256. No, not brighter than 256, so 256 is indeed maximum. So what does this tell me? Well, first I did use the wrong pin. Output value is, that's a good idea, let's watch the output value. That is under max. Output value is way under the maximum. 197. It should let it burn. Now the motor is disconnected. So how is this really working? That is a very good point. What is the mystery here? Can it be done anyway? Because of the lower value. Well, I have already checked that the value of the motor from the Uno, from the 2560, this one and this one, are about the same value. So it's not the value that makes the motor not run. And then there's this mystery. So how come that this gets its power right through the other stuff? See? If I put it here, it runs. But it should run like this. You're kidding me. So what is the difference? What is the difference anyway? I really have no clue. I just put the wire in and it runs. It is in the other direction, but it is wired in the other direction, so that is not any difference. Alright, so now I am bold enough to put this to replace 256 with output value. What will happen? It runs. Very slowly. And if I'm correct, it is being determined by this voltmeter. So if that is true, which is absolutely true, very slowly and rather fast. So actually this proves that the circuit finally actually does work. But where was the change? I have no clue, to be honest. So, it works. That it does. Of course, rewiring here also means that I will have to adapt this, and that is just a minor adjustment. That's it. It is already wired, no longer connected. This is out actually. So what can I do? Well, very simply put, this goes out. It's still in, but for now I'll let it be. This one actually simply goes, well, right here. So how to do it? No, that's not the way to do it. this one out, this one here. So this is the current situation. And it will perfectly nice. So one wire from here to the breadboard, and then one wire here, and one wire, well, no longer here. And this one goes out again. So this one can be removed, and this one works. And that's about a working motor for SPI. So that is a very nice one. And how does SPI work? Well, that's still the question. And I'll leave that to the next episode. And this means, well, in this final part of the episode, that all mechatronics work. So, Uno mechatronics work, this one works, this one obviously. Motorway propellers work. And, well, this has been a pain obviously, and why it suddenly works. Maybe just a jolt or whatever, and it gets everything right. Now what you might see, and I just noticed that, is that the brightness of the LED changes a bit from time to time. Is that of importance? Not quite sure, but it's something I just noticed. So what is left to do? On the electronic side, taking out all the transistors here, here, here. That one is out now, it's here. That's electronics. Then checking, because my original intention was that when the SPI is being sent, on hitting the switch there would be a signal sent back, and now this works. I can get back to that. How this works, I don't know yet, because that's also a thing. The more there is in here, the longer it takes, and the more timing is an issue. If you have just one thing, then timing is short. There's only a very short time before things happen. But the more you put in it, the more time it consumes, the more delays there are. So then there is, then it becomes coincidental that something happens. So future will tell if that is here as well. For now I'm happy that this at least works. So thank you for watching. With this nicely and happily working, and let's take a look at the oscilloscope for something to pass. Maybe timing change. Yeah, some peaks, but not a real signal, unfortunately. And there's only 2 probes because the CS signal, which is inverted by nature, I haven't not put a probe to detect that. Only clock and data. But anyway, thank you for watching again. If you like this video, please please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you like, very much appreciated. And follow me on Twitter, retweet and like, leave a comment. Follow me on Instagram, like and give a comment. Quite a few people do that. You can support me by donating and by becoming a patron. Donating via PayPal, and more information about becoming a patron on my website. And this is going to be continued. Bye bye.